Everybody, yes, hello, indeed, welcome to the VegfestUK Summerfest Online inaugural show in 2020. Quite an exceptionally amazing year for most of us, if not indeed all of us. Certainly an interesting one for events and comedians. Events and comedians pretty much seen 100% drop off in anything. So we're absolutely thrilled to be able to present not only this hour or so of live stream with 5 of our most excellent vegan comedians, all of whom have been part of VegFest on and off over the years, going back over a decade even now, but also some fantastic presentations. So if you're visiting the show, you will find also in the auditorium, alongside these live streams, some great pre-presentations. I've seen them all, they're really funny, and I've been laughing out loud more than once, you'll be glad to hear. So it's a great time to welcome our comedians. I'm absolutely thrilled that you're all here. Before I mention and hand over to Mike, just to say big thanks to our sponsors, Yayo Head Products and Butte Island Foods. They've been staunch in their support, especially a big shout out to all the Butte Island crew and to all our supporters and all the people who've helped make this show possible. And of course, especially our exhibitors. So do go along. Pay a visit to our exhibitors, do a bit of browsing, do a bit of shopping, even just go and say hello, maybe go and share a few of them too later. That would be really nice. You know, it's a tough time for a lot of people, and of course, independent vegan businesses especially. So it's also been a tough time for independent vegan comedians, but my good friend and colleague Mike has been of immense support for this event and has once more tirelessly put together a wonderful panel of very talented individuals. I mean, it's been really nice to be able to support in a very, very small way comedians here just by offering a gig and, you know, something to practice. And I have noticed how much, you know, these tough times have sometimes brought the best out of people in terms of creativity, inventiveness. And we've seen, you know, new levels sometimes of that brought on by the, you know, increasingly demanding effects of this global pandemic. So on that note, Mike, I shall hand over to you. Shall put a smile on our faces. I'm sure you will succeed. Thank you ever so much. And thank you to all our panelists for joining us. Mike Kelson.
Okay, thanks a lot, Tim. Just like to thank Tim for actually putting on this event after obviously the live event itself was shelved. It just keeps the message going. It keeps the interest going, and from what I've seen so far today, it's really worked really well. So thanks, Tim. Also, I would like to thank all my fellow comedians for taking the time to not only put a tape in to their performance tape, but also to chat here for the session. So I'm just going to ask everyone in general, how has lockdown been for you? It's obviously been a difficult time. Everything live, just kaput, it's gone. So Luke, how have you found lockdown on a personal level?
Well, as an autistic person, it's been quite good for me because now I don't have to interact with anyone. So that's one thing I'm pretty happy about. And I've just been working from home as well, and haven't really gone out that much. So it's just been being able to stay indoors is perfect. Yeah.
Fair enough then. So it's worked out quite well for you.
Yes. Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, brilliant. Well, I didn't expect that. But Drew, what about you? How have you found it?
I found some positives from it. In as much as they don't have to listen to my comedy. No, I don't mean that. In as much as I'm very sort of lucky that I don't have a mortgage now, so I don't have that panic. And I've been using it to do things that haven't found time to complete. And one of the big things is that I used to run a full-time stage school, half academic, half performing arts. And I was the dance teacher, headmaster, drama teacher, all that kind of thing. And it was brilliant. But what I want to do is get a website up with all the videos and the photos of all the TV and and films that they were all in, and put it up there so they can all see what they did and show their children. And that's a massive thing that I want to get completed. So those positive things. And also, tomorrow I've got a gig.
Excellent.
Where? Who from? Give us the details.
Sorry, you have to be a bit of an idiot like me, because it's the second gig I've had in a month, and it's because I do some lookalikes as well. So it's a private party and someone's birthday and want me to surprise them. Like I do weddings. I gate crash the speeches as Del Boy, and that's what I'm doing for this person's party. So that's just a nice little niche that I'm able to do some work.
It's a shame you said it was a private party, because I've got my mask ready. I was gonna ask to pop along.
Do you have one of those for every shirt you own, Mike?
Not every shirt, but
also, secondary question: is there a hole about that size in the back of that shirt?
No, it's a full shirt. It's
You got pants as well, like that.
Oh, are you supposed to wear those? Oh no, it doesn't matter about this, because it's
That's another video.
Yeah. No, that's brilliant. So Adele, how have you found lockdown?
I mean, less great than seemingly everyone else is doing so well. I was in Australia at the comedy festivals, and then I had to leave and spend loads of money on getting a flight back. And I'd just moved out of my flat in London before, because I was planning to be in Australia for like 4 months. So now I'm trapped in my parents' house.
I got a teenager
I
back.
can find a flat in London.
Have they locked you in?
Yeah, they have locked me in. It's just me and that cuddly sheep, and it's been pretty lonely.
So Ishi, how have you found it?
Just before lockdown, when there was the panic buying going on, I couldn't believe that there was panic buying going on. So I went into the stores, not because I wanted anything, but just to watch, really. And do you know what? I was delighted to see that all the lentils had been bought out. So like everybody was buying lentils, even people who don't know what to do with them. I mean, there was this guy, right, with his dad, and he was like, oh, which ones do you reckon we should get, Dad? So I listened in and I went, well, actually, if you buy those will cook really fast, and these ones are really rich in iron. So I ended up being like this advice person. What to do with lentils? But then I started having sleepless nights going, what if people have bought lentils and they don't know how to use them? What if they're just making like the artwork from lentils? And that was like, so it's been a bit stressful worrying about if people are using lentils the right way.
I actually found it very, very frustrating in shops, because I hate queuing, so I wouldn't queue. If I saw a queue, I'd be like, no, not going to that shop. So I spent ages driving around just to find shops that didn't have queues. And I don't know why, I just hate queuing. So, and then I'd get in there and I'd find all the vegan stuff had gone. And I'm thinking, I'm sure these people are just eating this and they're not even vegans, you know? It's like, why? This is always full. It's always left there and stuff's reduced, but it was gone. It was, I found it very frustrating with shops, yeah.
Really sold out vegan stuff. But you know what? The thing is that if more people are buying vegan, they may well get transformed, like from the inside out. They might actually, you know, if they've got vegan stuff in, the vegan stuff inside them is going, give me more, and then they'll just like be, I don't know why I'm addicted to this stuff.
Well,
as
we
a secondary
can
point,
but hope.
potentially, I was just going to say, as a secondary point, potentially it's worth remembering that toilet paper had also sold out, and they may well have been looking at the food and thinking, well, what's the closest thing?
But no, it used to be like that. It used to be like that many years ago. Vegan food was very comparable with cardboard, but it's so much better now. And actually, speaking about that, just a quick run round. How long has everyone been vegan? So Luke?
14 years.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Yeah. What made you go vegan?
I was vegetarian at first, and then I just read a lot of stuff and saw a lot of the documentaries, and it just made me change my mind about wanting to go over to being vegan.
Okay, Drew.
Just I don't know, a few years probably. And what was the biggest thing? Obviously now there's more things on the media that you learn, but a lot of it was to do with, because I rescue wild animals, mostly birds, and when someone puts something like a chicken in front of me to eat, I can smell my birds that I rescue in a strange way. It's horrendous, just like gulls I'm feeding, and I have to feed them things like that. And so if I have to cook in chicken and I'm breaking it up, I think it's absolutely revolting. It's disgusting, but that's what nature does. You know, we don't have to eat it, but the other birds and animals do. And the vegan part of it, I just learned it just several years ago, starting with being a vegetarian and vegan, and it's so much better. Can I also say something else? And this is a bit of a warning to anybody that might be listening that wants to try it. I didn't know that corn is made from fungi. Apparently it's grown on the ground, and it has penicillin in it. I'm allergic to penicillin, and I found out the hard way. And it is really, if you're allergic to penicillin, do not have corn, because I forgot about that last Christmas. I was in Panto. We went out for lunch in, I think it's Wetherspoons. I mean, I'll have a vegan sausage roll. Had it, went back, did the show. I was in the show in front of the audience. I was violently sick the side of the stage. It was so dramatic, but I carried on, as you know, big performer does. But I was violent, and they had to call an ambulance. It was that bad. I was at the show. I was on the floor. I had to call an ambulance, but it was okay. But I just want to point out seriously that if you are allergic to penicillin, don't have corn.
So the audience literally got more than they expected that night.
They did, yeah.
Oh dear.
They literally got sick.
I mean, I've never been a big fan of corn, because they've only just brought in the vegan stuff anyway. So it was always a bit of a no for a while. And it was always very tasteless. I always thought you had to kind of really marinate it and do stuff. But no, that's interesting. I wasn't aware of that. Although we're all fun guys on here today, aren't we?
Fun guys, yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Well, fun guys and gals then, yeah. That sounded a bit too much like Jimmy Savile then, to be honest. So Adele, how long have you been vegan?
12-ish years, 12 and a bit years, I think.
And what made you turn?
Well, I was veggie already, and I didn't like meat, and I did like animals, which is the ideal combination. And I think, I mean, I was quite young, so I just wanted to look cool. And I think being vegan is pretty damn cool, or at least it was 12 years ago. It made me feel like quite a special individual to be awkward and go into places and be like, I can't eat that, I'm vegan. And now that's really been taken away from me. And now I've had to just examine the fact that maybe I just do like animals and I'm not that cool.
That's fair enough. Ishi, how long have you been vegan?
Officially, probably, I don't know, 6-7 years. I've been vegetarian, and I think when I started university, I was vegetarian. Like pretty much most of my life, I've been vegetarian. Didn't really like eating animals. Didn't like the taste. Didn't like the texture. Nothing. And in our house, we didn't eat meat that much anyway. My dad was more veggie. Had a preference towards veggies anyway. And then I guess before I even knew that what I was doing was called being vegan. So yeah, for me it was probably about 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. Okay. But at university, I went out with a guy who just like was a meat eater and got fed up, and I ended up eating meat for a little while, and my body didn't like it, and so I went back to being veggie, and I like that. And then being vegan was pretty easy after that, really, because I just naturally, organically grew into that, and went, actually, I'm not that keen. I've never been a keen milk drinker, so dairy's not been that big on my list. So the only thing that I really wanted was yogurt that I needed to let go of, and it wasn't a big one for me anyway. So yeah, it's been quite an organic thing, really.
So it sounds a similar thing. I mean, again, for me, it was about 7 or 8 years ago, but I was vegetarian since school. So I kind of thought I was doing everything right because I loved animals, and I thought I'm not eating animals, and I'm vegetarian, so I'm absolutely fine. And it's not until for me, it was actually reading up about the dairy industry and what's involved, and because you see happy cows all the time, don't you, on these adverts, and you think, oh, look at these cows, they're just waiting to be milked there, they're having a fantastic time. But it took me, and I was quite, I actually still think now, I regret the fact that it took me so long to actually put 2 and 2 together about the dairy industry. But here we are, all totally vegan and all totally happy, aren't we? It took us a while to get there, but we're there.
Can I just say, Ishi said she wasn't a big milk drinker. I think that anyone who is a big milk drinker is either a serial killer or a baby cow, or both. Who just goes, you know what I really fancy? A pint of milk. No.
You see, I must have, I didn't find that difficult to give up because I never liked milk. It always tasted really odd to me. It was like drinking something. Yeah.
I think it's good though that we've got more social media and things that can give out that information, because I've got a friend, he's a singer, and he goes around the world performing, and he saw something on TV, a program, don't know what it was, and he went straight into being a vegan after seeing that. So it's important that that's kept on educating people who don't realise.
No, well, I think this is obviously where it helped me, and it's helped a lot of others over the last 7 or 10 years, because social media now is full of information. It's full of nonsense as well, but you can find the right things on there. So it's really good. It's excellent. So I will consult my notes because I'm totally lost. I've been chatting away and I've forgot what I was going to talk about. So have any of you actually been watching any of the other live streams today? Have you seen much of it?
Personally,
I'll take that as a note then.
Yeah, no.
I watched some of the videos. I watched some of the,
right, you did. Yeah,
I watched some of the cookery demos and that.
Okay.
That was
okay.
Would it be wrong of me to say I didn't realise that I could? I just thought I had to turn up here. I didn't realise I had the ability to see what else had happened.
Well, you know the links where you're asking other people to sign in and watch things. You can do that yourself, you know.
Adele, are you sure it wasn't your mum and dad locked you in a room?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be it then.
Yeah. If they unplug this Ethernet cable, I'm alone.
Sorry, someone's ringing me, and they must know that I'm doing the show now, so it's just really annoying. I knew it would happen. No, it's fine. Right, okay. So obviously, we're all comedians. We've struggled. Obviously, I mean, my main job is an actor. That's been even worse because all the film studios have shut down, and you've got these ridiculous rules now, and people are worried about insurance. So I've only just in the last week or so, I did a couple of small jobs, but we're getting back into the films again. How difficult has it been for you all, from having regular gigs to enjoying the feel of performing live and feedback? How has it been for suddenly just shut off? So, Luke?
It's weird. I didn't for like the first month or so. It felt weird to have it, but it helped me write more material, I think, because it gave me more time to sort of just not have to think, I've got to write something new every single week or whatever to take to a gig. But then I had quite a lot of online gigs, which some have been interesting, But sometimes where they're like, oh, we're not even going to have the microphones on for the audience, it's just going to be comments. It feels quite strange to be telling your jokes and all of a sudden there just be complete silence because no one's mics are on. You don't understand what's happening, and you don't know if you're doing well or if you're doing really badly.
I've had gigs like that, but anyway, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. What are they thinking? I don't know. Do they like me? I'm not sure, but I'll carry on anyway. Adele, because you were pretty busy beforehand, weren't you?
Yeah, well, I was performing. I just finished the Adelaide Fringe, and then I had to come home, so I was going to do the Melbourne Comedy Festival and then the Sydney one. So, yeah, I mean, it's and also obviously the Edinburgh Fringe is cancelled. That would be on now. I would have been doing my 3-hour-long show there. So it's a shame. That's many, many hundreds of gigs I will not get to do. And also, comedy is my job, so I have made no money for months.
No, that's the other part of it. That is the worry. I mean, there has been government schemes which have helped, but they're not. They just
Not me. They haven't. Not at all.
No, really. Oh, right. That's not good then. I received a little bit of support myself, but it wasn't much to write home about. It was yeah. Anyway, but yeah, no. It's Drew. How was it for you?
Well, I agree with what Luke was saying. I've done half a dozen different online Zoom comedy things, and it's not comedy because it's not about your content. It's about that subtle union between you and the audience and the
definitely,
and the tiny little things like that. That what makes comedy. And when you're just doing it to a blank wall, it's slightly ridiculous. It's not comedy at all. Because you don't know how it's going. So I didn't like that, but it's been difficult because I, as well as a stand-up, I don't know if you know that I do a Phony Fools and Horses show, where it's 3 of us.
Yes,
and we do
indeed.
it as a dining experience, and that was going well. And then I wrote it as a theatre performance, and we started doing it in theatres. So I was booking it up, getting all that into place. That takes a hell of a lot of work, and then of course it all fell apart. And I've got to wait now to maybe April when they start opening theatres again, and I can promote it.
I do feel sorry for people involved. I mean, luckily, for myself, I wasn't doing any theatre. I don't do a lot of theatre, and I didn't have anything coming up. But a lot of my friends had shows that they'd been rehearsing and they were doing, and there's no definite date for when it's all going to return because of the social distancing. The problem with theatres is that obviously they need to sell all the seats. Yeah. So it's okay saying, oh, we can have every 3rd seat, but that's not going to bring the money in. It's going to defeat the purpose. So yeah, it's pretty shocking. Ishi, how have you found it?
Yeah, I've missed the whole interaction with live audience, and
yeah.
My cat's kind of fed up of me just like doing gigs with her now. She's just like, can you give me a break? You know, this anymore? Can you go out and do what you normally do so I can have the house myself and stuff like that? So,
but none of them have been a catastrophe, have they?
Very good.
Meow.
Online, not gigs, but online learning and just Zoom to connect and that sort of thing. And that's been some have been really interesting and made me laugh. They weren't meant to make me laugh, but they did. They've been quite serious equity type ones, you know, that have just that cracked me up.
Oh, I deleted all of those emails. Wasn't it worth going?
The local one was hilarious, actually. Like, I turned up and this guy goes to me and goes, so where are you from? And I went, oh, Loughborough. And he almost fell off his chair in laughter because he was expecting me to say, I'm here all the way from India.
At the local equity meeting, does he not think that there might be a separate one? Were that one of the branches?
Professional, and I said, well, yeah, Loughborough. He says, oh, all right, love. As they chatted about how they can't get their refunds on their holidays, you know, and how they knew Article 73 of the legal thing means that they can claim their. So it was quite amusing in those kind of ways. But yeah, like Adele, I mean, there's 1.5 million freelancers who've fallen through the gap for government support at the moment, and some of those. So yeah,
because I found it difficult because obviously you get so much based on your earnings over the last 3 years as a self-employed entertainer, which when you actually add it up, it's not a lot really.
It's because so much of doing that you offset as costs. So like,
yeah,
you
that's
go
true.
to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
end for fringe, you can have a great fringe and like sell out your whole run, and then once you've offset all the costs, you haven't really made much money at all. But you haven't made money that you use to pay for stuff, but you
No,
haven't made
exactly,
much
yeah.
profit. And I think they're basing everything on profit, which is
Yeah.
But we're all alive. We're all alive. Vegan food is cheap, isn't it? So we're not gonna die.
it's famous.
Not just yet.
Yeah. The other thing, I answer to you is what I've been doing is my celebrity messages, which I think you know about, Mike.
I was going to come on to this. Yeah. No. Can I just say, but beforehand, he just reminded me actually, Buster Merrifield, who you impersonate, Uncle Albert.
Yes.
He went to my school.
Oh, did he?
He was obviously a lot.
Yes, a little bit older.
Many years before me. But yes, so Walter St. John's Grammar School in Battersea, he went there, yes.
Oh, lovely, jubbly.
Old boy.
Yeah.
Well, he was. He's died now, hasn't he? I think.
Well, he has, yeah.
I think when he was a boy, he was probably the same age as the other boys. He just got older.
He might have been. I think he still had the beard, though.
Yeah. During the
But
war.
sorry, yeah. I'm sorry, I digress. I don't. Yeah, if I start like this, just stop me. Just say, "Oh, shut up, please," because we were talking about your messages, celebrity messages. Please tell us about those.
Well, I started those years ago, but again, it's all right developing something, but you've got to promote it. And this time has given me an occasion then to get a Facebook page up, etc., to boost it. But I think I started in 2012, and we didn't have the technology so much then. And now I've got competitors that are also offering it, so it's a bit more difficult. And when I did my Facebook page and pushed it out there, and for everyone else here, it's celebrity video messages, so that I would either dress up or work out how to deliver a message. So if Adele wanted to say happy birthday to her dad, and then I would dress up as the character, like Del Boy, and go, all right, happy birthday then, Del says happy birthday, you know what I mean? Lovely jubbly. And I do all those videos, and it'll look like them and sound like them, hopefully. And it started great. When I first posted it, someone said, can I order 15 of them for my promotion, for my act? I said, yeah, great. But it hasn't really kicked off as much as I thought it would. And I think, again, it's all about promotion, and I'm not great at that. Can you be my manager, Mike?
Technology is not my forte, to be honest. I got a new phone this week, and it took me a week to. I still haven't worked out how to use it, and let alone transfer things and all that. It's a bit like, no, yes. Why did I get the phone? Well, I know why, because my phone died. But anyway,
mine too. And I got one on Thursday. I got my new iPhone. And
oh right.
That's why I wasn't watching everything today that you asked, because I was trying to get my phone sorted out properly.
Well, you know what? I did ask everyone to send me their clips. For some reason, I couldn't watch any of them because for some reason there were. So I watched them all today when they came up on the main page, and I was very impressed. I will touch on those in a moment, but we have a couple of questions by attendees, which is really exciting. I like this bit. So first of all, Nishma and Marahesh, sorry if I've pronounced the names completely wrong.
That from Shambu's Kitchen. Their food is so great. I did a radio show with them on. It was amazing. I think most of that radio show was me chewing. It was it was incredible.
So well done on your food. Your question is, do you think technology will help launch your careers, or have your competitors increased? Technology, it's certainly I don't think it'll
do anything for me. I don't know. Do you feel it will help, particularly in times when gigs will not be immediately back on as they were? Anyone?
Oh, well, I'd say it's useful. I don't think the problem is now, obviously, everybody is stuck. So everyone who's even thought, oh, maybe I could do a sketch is doing it right now. So there's huge numbers of competitors, and a lot of them aren't very good because they're not comedians. They don't normally do it. They're just bored. But it still means you have to swim through all of that stuff for people to even maybe see what you're doing.
That's very true, actually, yeah.
So it's kind of useful in a way. I think you just have to, what I've always thought is you just have to be careful and remember that things exist online forever. So if you're going to do something, try and make sure you do it to a standard that you wouldn't be embarrassed if people found it next year when everyone's allowed outside again. So like I'm starting a new show with my friend on Tuesday, and the good thing is that we've done a bunch of other gigs and stuff beforehand. So we know what works and what doesn't work, and we know which guests we want to get on, and we've spent enough time, you know, doing graphics and planning it beforehand. And a lot of the shows that work quite well online now, the ones they're doing now are great, but early on there was loads where it was just people talking over each other and nobody has good internet and stuff like that. So you have to kind of make sure if someone's going to find your content, it will actually draw them back. Otherwise you're just going to lose someone who might potentially be a fan.
As I said before, sorry, I've got more competitors with the celebrity messages than before. Sorry, I was going to say something else. I can't remember now what it was. But yeah, I remember I worked so hard in trying to use this technology that I even put stuff on TikTok. And, you know, I got a load of followers, but if that helps or not, I don't know.
I thought they were those little mints you had, aren't they? Oh, no, they're text. Yeah, sorry.
They joined. Yeah, so it is very difficult.
I think it helps for the younger generation because they've been used to new technology. It's quite easy. I think for us more mature individuals, new technology is always a bit of a pain because you just get used to something and then they change it and it's like, why? Why did they change it? Well, I know why they changed it, to make it better, but you kind of get used to it. So yeah, it's difficult, but there will be more of that sort of thing. I think, like Adele said, there will be more people, and there's more to sift through as well to find your stuff. It's great to have stuff out there, but you've got to have the right media. You've got to be at the top of the list for people to find you. You know, it's not easy, is it?
It takes a lot of time.
So we've got another question. I hope that answers your questions, by the way. I've got another question from an anonymous attendee. They don't want to be named. And they say, that's a lovely painting in the background. Where did you buy it?
Oh, thanks.
I haven't got what painting? There's nothing there.
It's my face. It's my face.
I think it's you, Mike.
It could be me. These, if it is me, which I assume it is, these were they're vegan artists, and my girlfriend was kindly enough to buy me these. This was actually from the last VegFest event, and they had stalls at the events, so they were picked up from vegan artists at VegFest events. I hope that you were talking about me and not Drew, because that would be quite embarrassing.
I like the way you said they had stalls there and they had to pick them up. Well, you do have to pick up your stalls.
Well, it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of a done thing, isn't it? Okay, so Karen says, what is your favourite joke at the moment? I'll come back to that. And Adele, you have a message from Nishma and Maresh. Thank you. We remember you very well. That radio session and the food tasting with you was great. So, yeah.
So great. I had a vegan cheesecake and I basically ate it all in one go. It was like,
yeah,
it was so good.
They did say you were the greediest vegan they've ever met.
They didn't, because I saw that message. But even if they did, I wouldn't care, because that's a great.
I can't make things up then. That's okay. Lovely. I didn't realise that either. So the Animal Rights Show has asked us: have any of you developed an unexpected skill since lockdown?
Yes. So
Ishi, yes.
Like there was lots of people doing crafts and things like that, and a little bit like Drew, I thought, do you know what, I'm going to take the time to tidy up and do lots of stuff like that. But really, all I managed to do was tidy up my pants drawer. And what I learned was I could fold my pants, get this, like socks. So they were like rolled up. And I thought, that is awesome. I mean, how awesome is that? So you can actually see the different colours. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, brilliant.
Wow.
Okay.
Brilliant.
How? Oh, I wish I
Can
had
you teach me?
So like, what you do is, you know,
I'll take the pants off and I'll practice.
at the top, you kind of fold it just a little bit to give it a little bit of a waist, not a waistband, but you know, a thingy band. And then on the other side, you start to take those bits that are on the outside and fold them in, and then you roll the bit at the bottom which sits on your groin right up, and the bit that you folded you fold over.
Is that what that gap's for?
Ah.
Like secret pocket in women's pants? Is that what it's for? I've just been keeping.
It makes sense now.
And I was like, oh my goodness. But now I've got to the stage where I've washed all my pants, so they're all like, all need refolding. And I'm like, oh, why did I start this? But I really want to do it again. So yeah, cool.
And that's why you didn't see all the links today, because you've been folding your pants all the time.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
That's great. I haven't developed anything. My girlfriend was really good with the cooking, so we had all these things that you'd never dream of having, like making vegan honey from dandelions.
Woo!
And it was so good, it was so delicious, but the worry is that you're sitting and doing nothing and eating and just increasing in size, and yeah, that was the downside. But yeah, there was I was a bit lazy to be honest. I didn't really do a lot. Anyone else develop anything?
Now the trouble is I'm so good at everything that there's nothing I need to practice. That's a joke, by the way. Okay. Sorry, Luke, carry on.
That's fine. I've been making computer games during lockdown.
Oh, wow.
So I made the most vegan game. I made a game called Tofu Todd. You play as a block of tofu running around. That's to escape from the kitchen. So I made that. So yeah, that's one thing I've been working on. Trying lockdown.
That's so cool.
That's brilliant. Yeah. Okay, so what I've got, I'll come back to the questions in a while. I've got this, because we're kind of at the halfway stage. I've got this little music quiz that I'm going to do, because I did ask you for, so I'm not going to play them. I can't play very well. This is just the theme to the quiz. That's the theme to the quiz. Okay.
That was well worth it. You looked very cool, Mike.
Thank you. So Luke, I'm going to ask you first. I've got 3 song lyrics that I want you to identify the songs. Okay, so I did, just for those watching, I did ask for the favourite artists a few days back. So Luke, this is your first song lyric that you have to guess the song. She fumigated my mental hygiene. I'm all out of pulse, but I know you can resuscitate me.
I have no idea.
No, no, not at all.
No.
Okay, it was the Mars Volta and Goliath.
Yeah, I always forget their lyrics because they're just.
Okay, it was a really good video. That the singer was dressed as the Elephant Man, which is my favourite film. But anyway, I digress again. Okay, so question number 2.
I don't think I'm going to get any of these.
This bad taste, these headaches, wake up on the floor again.
I don't know. I think it's Nothing Nowhere, but I'm not sure. No, it's not. Is
I
it?
remember those days very well, actually. But it was Low Life by Poppy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so here's your last chance to redeem yourself here. Okay. Don't you turn your back on me. Let your teardrops fall on me.
I think it's Little Peep.
It is indeed. What's the song?
I forgot the name of the song, but I'm not. Yeah, can't remember.
I'll give you half a point for that. It's
Is it-
Awful Things.
Awful, yeah.
Awful Things. So, okay, well done, Luke. Okay, so Ishi, I've got 3 song lyrics for you. Okay, firstly, do your dance. Why should you wait any longer? Take a chance. It could only make you stronger.
Dance now. Do you dance? Da, 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 da. That's not Owl City, is it?
No?
No. Is it Katy Perry?
No, it was Cream by Prince.
Oh!
I actually used to do that song as well with my band. It was I like this. Okay, so next one. All you need is your own imagination, so use it. That's what it's for.
Is that Owl City?
Keep guessing, Ishi. Keep guessing it. I think it will be right eventually.
Is that Katy Perry?
No, it wasn't. It was Vogue by Madonna.
Oh.
Okay, so your last chance to redeem yourself. Okay, and you might get this one. I don't know. On and on and on, we are calling out and out again.
Oh, please let it be Owl City. Oh, Mike, no. On and on and on, and we're calling out again.
On and on and on, we are calling out and out again.
And that's not Katy Perry.
No, it was Empire of the Sun, Walking on a Dream. So you know it then. Okay, so afraid no points for Ishi. So we'll come to Adele, who told me she doesn't listen to music. So this will be interesting.
I don't never listen to it. There's many others. I like comedy and other stuff, and I'm not one of those psychos who can listen to something with lyrics in and also be writing. And most of my work at the moment is writing. And if I listen to a song with lyrics in, all I do is transcribe that song badly, and that doesn't make for good comedy or anything else, really.
Possibly not. But you've helped yourself because you only gave me one artist. So you'll know. So, but you don't get any bonus points for naming the artist. You have to name the songs.
Mike. This is unfair.
The first one. It ain't easy. I can't. It's easy for me to say. It ain't easy growing up in World War III, never knowing what love could be.
Well, it's Pink because they're all pink.
It is Pink. Yes.
That one is Family Portrait.
Family Portrait. Well done. Well done. That's the first song we've named. I love that song. It's a brilliant song. I love that.
It's very good. The kids singing. It's lovely.
Yes. So second one, and you could race into a fantastic lead here. Pull up to the bumper, get out of the car, license plate says Stunner, #1 superstar.
I think that's Get the Party Started.
It is indeed. It's
Yes.
Get the Party Started. Well done. So Adele, who doesn't listen to music, is already...
But when I do, it's just Pink. So
It's
I know
just
them
Pink.
very well.
Okay, so last one then. See if you can complete the hat trick. Oh, tear ducts and rust, I'll fix it for us.
Oh, I mean, I know that section, but I haven't got to the title yet. Hang on.
5 seconds.
When did the timer come in? No, I'm not ready.
Yes, now.
No.
You're doing too well.
Hey, I'm not doing too well. I'm trying my hardest.
Have a guess, quickly.
I think it's Pink.
It was. Just
no,
give me a reason.
Oh, I would
So
have got
anyway,
them.
you've done very well. Two out of 3. So you have the lead at the moment. We come to Drew. Does Drew know his stuff? Now Drew gave me a whole list of artists, so you probably made it very difficult for yourself.
Yes.
So the first one, no one I think is in my tree. I mean, it must be high or low.
that Beatles?
It is the Beatles.
Can you sing it? Can you do the melody? It must be.
No, that's cheating.
Oh, you haven't got a couple of hours for me to work it out.
Adele thinks she knows it. You got last chance to come in?
Go on, Adele, you get it for me.
Is that Strawberry Fields?
It is Strawberry Fields Forever.
Oh, see?
Yes.
And all she said was pink. Come on.
I know exactly. I think I've been set up here.
You have.
Okay, so
I thought
so
Adele
get
was
half
gonna
a,
go, never mind.
half a point for the Beatles anyway. Half a point. Okay, so the next one. Watch It Now, The Eagle in the Sky. How He Dancing, One and Only.
Watch It Now, The Eagle in the Sky. Is it Yes?
It is Yes.
I can't remember. Watch It Now, The Eagle in the Sky. I won't get it. I won't get the song. I won't get
Owner of a Lonely Heart.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So half a point again for that. Well done, well done. Now, yes, a lot of people don't realise this, but yes, for their rider, they always used to insist on fresh fruit. They always used to insist on fresh, particularly bananas. Until one day, the tour manager said, "Yes, we have no bananas." I thought it was funny at the time anyway, but no, obviously not. Right, so third one.
No one's heard of Yes anyway.
It's a long time ago. So third one, you can take her any place she wants to fancy clubs and restaurants.
I'm trying to think of what all the names that I put down to you.
What's gone off?
I've had an idea.
Is it Shirley Bassey?
It is Shirley Bassey. Yes. So you get the artist again. What is the name of the song?
I'll give up. Ask Adele.
I don't know.
I Who Have Nothing.
That's me. Nothing. I got nothing.
So just so everyone to everyone watching, so the today's music quiz from Music Quiz, close runner-up was Drew, but Adele is today's winner. Round of applause for Adele. Well done, everyone.
Well, Adele is a singer, isn't she? We all know Adele.
Well, yes.
Do, famously. Yeah, I needed that. It's been a long few months. It's nice to get the little wins.
It's nice. It's well done. But you totally had me fooled there, saying you didn't know anything about music. You don't listen to music, and it's there you go.
Those are both true facts. You can know a lot about one artist and still know not a lot about music.
Never mind, I'll find someone like you.
So I'll just touch on just because there were things that we've all done individually here. So Drew, we've mentioned your impersonations, your celebrity messages we touched on. Just a little bit more about the bird and animal rescue. So how does that work?
When I was very young at infant school, I was very much into animal welfare without realizing it, and performance. And so it's the same now. I'm the same person. And about 6-7 years ago, when things are sort of changing in your life, I set up my own rescue centre, and which I still have. And I've gone through the process of rescuing. I used to do a lot of squirrels and hedgehogs and things, but now it's transformed very much into mostly birds, sparrows and gulls and pigeons and things like that, because that's what comes to me. I don't have so much time now because of work and health issues, but I still have them. In my garden now, there's about 25 pigeons all sitting down there, and I've got aviaries at the back. So it's still a passion of mine, and I do whatever I can.
No, that's brilliant. So how does it work? So if someone, because I've rescued injured birds before, and you look for a number, so people call you and yes, you come and collect, or they bring to you, or?
Well, again, it changes very much now. There's a Facebook page where there's a group of people that actually can go out and rescue and bring. I set up mine called Beaks and Squeaks, and I don't promote it so much now because I haven't got the time to cope with everything. But I've learned a lot about management and how to treat them and the medical side of things. So when they know my number, the vets would give them my number if they contact them. And so they would recommend me, and they'd ring me up, and then they'd bring it to me mostly.
That's excellent. Very commendable. I love that. Just rescuing something. There was a little bee the other day outside my door that was just collapsed, and I made him a little sugar drink, and and he fed, and then he went off, and then he came back later as well. It's just so nice. It's so nice to be able to do things like that. It's brilliant.
Just say that you have to be very,
the little bee. There he is. There he is. How you doing? How you doing? You're like a long lost son to me.
Yeah, what, me? Oh, sorry.
No.
I just want to say that you have to be very strong, because so many you're getting. I've had a few days. I had a sparrow come in, and it passed away. And things do die, and accidents do happen. Like a ferret got into one of my aviaries and killed a gull. And you've got to be strong and cope with it and move on, and don't get too upset. Because
it's awful. I rescued a squirrel. A squirrel had been knocked over in the road, and he was still scrambling about. And I stopped the car in a busy road in London, and there was everyone beeping and everything. I was like, anyway. So I took the squirrel, took him to the vets, and. He died in my arms, the poor little thing, and it's just so sad. And I was crying, and like the vet was, we're ready to see you now. And I'm like, no, God. It was all so sad. You do have to be really strong. You do, and I struggle with that, unfortunately.
They're the most loving that I've ever had, because I've brought several up from babies, and they run onto my neck and lick my neck, and yeah.
Okay, well, no, very commendable. Well done on that. Good luck with that, Luke. Just touch on a couple of things with you. No, obviously, bad films was your was your little clip. So you found these films. You were saying your dad used to take you to the store.
Prime Time Video.
Okay,
that's what our video rental store was.
So that's how you got into these bad films.
Yeah, just renting those when I was probably like 9 at first, and not really knowing, just getting the VHS, not really knowing what the film was going to be, just knowing by the front cover and the little blurb on the back, and then going home and just watching some real trash.
Some awful films that you actually show. I mean, I hope I've never done any films quite as bad as those. Although I've done a lot of low budget horrors. Which are fantastic, because you die a different way in each one. It's brilliant. Like, you're thrown through a window, you're hung, you're strangled with rope, you're axed across the head. It's brilliant. Every film is a different death for me, and it definitely beats dying on stage. You can't.
That still sound a lot more fun, yeah.
You can't compare. But Sharks were one particular film. Genre.
They like to release a bad shark movie pretty much. We probably get about 10 a year, and I just watch all of them. But it's the ones like films like Ghost Shark, where a shark has come back to get revenge on everyone, but it appears in any type of water, like in swimming pools and that.
Someone drinks a cup of water from a water cooler, and then the ghost shark kills her.
Yeah, and a kid goes to go on
as well.
I've seen a bit.
A kid goes to go on a slip and slide as well, and when he goes to go on the slip and slide, the shark comes out of the slip and slide. So. Yeah. Just things like that.
The worst ones are actually the French shark films, but and the best thing about those is when at the very end, you get Finn come up. So anyway,
I get it.
They all sound funny in my head, but
the thing is that the Sharknado films actually did that. There's 6 Sharknado films, and for the first 3, they actually ended someone getting eaten by a shark and then Finn coming up on the screen.
That's brilliant. Okay, so Ishi, now you were at the Leicester Fringe, your performance, wasn't it?
Oh yes, yeah.
Yes, and you spoke a little bit about lentils, which you mentioned as well at the start, which is good. There was a lentil introduction, but you're big on dance. Aside from what you've shown us, you've always been big on dance, haven't you? You've always had dance in your acts, and
yes,
because I remember one Veg Fest where no one would get up and dance with you, so I had to.
that was the Brighton Veg Fest like
It
2
could have
years
been,
ago.
yeah, it could have been, yeah. But you also, you're. Would I be right in saying you're quite a spiritual person? You're into your meditation and your.
Love meditating. I absolutely
Yeah.
love meditating. So like at the start of lockdown, I was meditating all the time. I was like, oh, great. So sometimes it's just, it's also another name for a nap, which is, it's a cooler name for a nap, isn't it? Because it's like, oh, I'm doing stuff. It's called meditation. But I love meditation.
Because I find it really helps. It helped me because I was going a little bit weird during the early stages of lockdown. It was just not having anything to do, and I love to be busy. I love to keep myself busy, and meditating really worked for me. It was just to just take your mind off of all the issues and just focus on a higher level. I suppose it was I found it really helpful.
Yeah, it just helps bring you into the present moment, which actually is what dance does for me anyway. So like when you're worrying about, like particularly in comedy, you're worrying about finances, you're worrying about what's going to happen next, and oh my goodness, or anxiety or whatever, and going into meditation or dancing, you just come into that present moment, because like you suddenly go, oh well, I'm alive now, and I suddenly just you're focusing on your breath, and at least you're healthy, at least you've got a home, at least so you start thinking differently, I guess, and say, well, just right now is the only important thing, because you can breathe, and that's pretty important, and you've got fresh, clean drinking water. So like I grew up in Africa, so yeah, for me, I've got loads of things to be grateful for right now. So yeah.
Have you do you listen to Eckhart Tolle at all? Do you ever?
The Power of Now. I've watched a few of his YouTube clips, and do you know what? I find him really funny.
He's a very funny guy. He talks very slowly. Sometimes it's like he's drifted off himself, and he'll do that little. Has anyone else seen Eckhart Tolle? I thoroughly recommend him to have a look at his videos. That I found them really helpful during my mad times during lockdown when I was going a bit crazy. He definitely helped me. So yeah, Eckhart Tolle, I can thoroughly recommend him. Okay, Adele. Now I know you were at you're the pun queen. You're the pun queen, and you had 10 minutes from your last Edinburgh show.
I did, yes.
Where you were talking about various things, including stationery.
Yeah, there was some stationery, wasn't there?
And what I found quite disturbing is you were making a joke of it, but the things you were saying, I actually do. Like I buy stationery for no reason, and I buy books. I buy notebooks because they look nice, and I don't want to use them. That's brilliant. But
also,
I've actually got
pointing out, I didn't need them because I already have this many other Sharpies.
Oh no! But you can never have too many of those pens. You can never have too many.
There's always something that you need to permanently mark.
Well, I've actually got a stationery cupboard. It never moves. And I was got one other thing, Adele. Just ignore those. You've got a new online show on Tuesdays that you mentioned briefly earlier.
Oh yeah.
So how does that work? How do people find out about it? And do you have guests? Is it just your own thing?
Yeah, so the show is called Adele Cliff and Colin Lego's Properly Impressive Show, and it's me and Colin Lego, which the title very much gives away. And it's the two of us. So Colin was the UK pun champion in 2019, and I was in 2020. And also he's just a funny comedian anyway. And so the premise of the show is the two of us, and we're just trying to impress each other. So we have different rounds. We try and impress each other with like tasks outside, and we try and impress each other by each bringing a guest who does a comedy set and trying to be like, look how cool my guest is. And so it's just an hour of us trying to be impressive and funny. And it's done via StreamYard, so you can watch it on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube. So you just find me or Colin on Twitter or Facebook. Probably Twitter's the best place to find me.
Okay, excellent. So, and just for anyone watching, because there are quite a few people watching now, all our details, various our Twitter details, our Facebook pages, everything are all on the links. So if you look on the main board for the event today, you can find all our links. I'm sure. I think they're on there, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah.
You have to go to the speakers page, and on the speakers page, when you scroll over people's pictures, you'll have like a Twitter or a Facebook icon that will appear over the top of the speakers pictures.
Well done. Luke's done his homework on that, so I trust Luke. Now, I'd just like to
Mike, can I just say, when do we do the audition then for Adele's
my show?
Your show, yeah, because that's why we're here, isn't it? To audition for it, isn't it?
Oh yeah. You just do something within the next 25 minutes that impresses me and surprises me.
Well, to impress you, I do impressions, so I must be able to do it.
Well, that is very true. Yeah, impressions are quite impressive.
You've certainly made an impression on me, Drew, today. It's yeah. Now, I'd just like this is my son. Say hello.
Hello, Dad.
Oh, no, say hello to everyone else.
Hello.
Now, a lot of people, he's been vegan since he was born. And, people say vegan children are unnourished. But, I mean, look how well he's doing. He's 26 now. And he's doing just fine. So don't believe the things about, not having milk and stuff. He's doing really well, just to put your mind at rest. And my dog as well. My dog's just as well. He's doing just as well.
That's the dog that earlier you had to let out for a wee.
No, this is another dog. This is the vegan dog. People actually think. In fact, I'm going to just try and grab him really quickly. Come here, Harry, come here.
Harry's not real, guys. If you're watching, Harry doesn't exist.
No. This one is real. Look at him. He's
oh my God, Harry, you're massive.
Harry, he is massive. He's a rescue dog, and he is a vegan dog. He's been vegan for probably 6 months.
You're a better dog than all of us, Harry.
And as you can see, he's hardly struggling. He's a really big beast, and. No, people are always amazed. They say, "Oh, it's unfair. You shouldn't make dogs be vegan and everything." But he's always loved vegetables. His carrots are his favourite, and I thought, why not? Because there's so many different companies that do it now. It's just, why not? He loves it. He doesn't complain. Anyway. So, just on that subject, because we're not allowed to. Some vegans are a bit funny about saying pets because they think, oh, you shouldn't have pets. You shouldn't be in control of animals. But so I like to call them friends, doggy friends. Have any of you got any? I know, obviously, Drew, you've got all these rescues. Has anyone else got any dogs or cats or?
I've got a cat.
Okay.
And I will raise you 2 cats. I have 2 cats.
Wow.
I have a cat who knows she's a goddess.
So I'm surrounded by cat people. Do
Yeah.
you think you're either a dog or a cat person?
No, I'm a human.
I'm both.
Both my parents are humans.
Adele, what about your other pet above you? On the
Oh yeah,
side?
my first Edinburgh hour was called Sheep. So that sheep was a prop that I had a joke about in the show.
Oh, get you.
Right, I'm just going to go back to the questions because we've got some more questions. We might be able to get all these in before we finish. I've got a question for me again. Dina Khatib said, Mike, where can we buy that shirt from? Okay, well, my girlfriend made it for me especially, so unfortunately you cannot buy it at the moment. Although, if you let me know, we might be able to sort some sort of deal out. But these are homemade shirts, and they are very nice.
That's why you have a matching mask.
Indeed. That's why the mask is there. Yes. Nat has said, does anyone have a Zoom gig coming up that we can support?
Well, mine's not on Zoom, but.
Well, yes. Adele has already mentioned that. If anyone else has, then I'm sure it will be on their social media.
Yeah, I've got one on the 22nd of August.
Okay.
Called coffee, cocktails and jokes. I'll be doing that, but that's they're posted if you just search up that, or I'll probably post it on my Facebook page when it's happening.
Okay, brilliant. And is that just yourself? Is it just your?
No, there's about 7 other comedians on it, and it's just a whole 1 hour of everyone just doing like 7 minutes each.
Brilliant. Okay. So that's another one to look out for there. Nishma again. Can you all lick your elbows? I know I can't.
I don't want to because I've got a tennis elbow and I've put some cream on there. So I don't.
Oh no, it's not. No. Is it vegan cream?
It's ibuprofen. I don't know.
I think she just wanted to make us all look really silly. I think that was the.
Nishma and Marish are referencing the fact that on the radio show we did together, I said I can lick my elbow.
That could have been it then. That could have been it. So we have one elbow licker. So I did. Yes.
Yeah.
So that is your answer then. Adele could lick her elbow. No one else. And Drew doesn't even want to try.
No.
That is impressive.
She can lick her pants, apparently.
Right. Okay. Moving on. Karen says, "What is your favourite joke at the moment?" And what I was actually going to ask earlier on is, does anyone have a lockdown joke? Has anyone got a lockdown joke?
About lockdown, or just one of written in lockdown?
Or just regarding lockdown, the situation. Does anyone come up with a hilarious
lockdown joke?
Lockdown joke. Well, I've been doing lots of pun gigs, so I'd had to write like sort of 20 new jokes about different topics every week, but I don't think any of the topics are being locked down.
Okay, so that's a no then.
Does it have to be a joke that you've written or that you just know?
No, it's just all about well, it's a favourite joke. What's your favourite joke at the moment? Before we go, let's all say something hilarious, as if we haven't been already.
I've got a joke that's my favourite at the moment.
Okay.
It's not mine. I don't know. I heard it. I don't know. But
okay.
It is that I've got a 4-year-old grandson, and he started to learn Spanish, but he can't say the word please. That's poor for 4.
Very good. Very good. I like that one.
I love that. Sorry, I don't know who wrote it. Sorry.
Let's hope he's not watching anyway.
No, I know.
So Adele,
I can. One of my favourite puns that I've written, most of the jokes I've written during lockdown have been quite long, but one of my favourite puns I've written was, why does a Roman emperor's wife hate playing hide and seek? Because wherever she goes, Julius sees her.
That's really good. I like that.
That's pretty good. I like that. Yeah.
I mean, you can tell it was written purely for a pun show. That would not make the cut at any show that wasn't specifically puns.
No, I do love puns. I must admit, I do try them myself with sort of hit and miss. But no, I think they're brilliant. Anyone else have anything they'd like to finish with in a flourish? Or
I'd just like to say that I'm a bit. I can bend it a little bit because someone like Adele, as you were saying, writing her jokes, and I don't do, but I can get away with it more if I do it in voices. You know, if I do it but you know, good old Victor Mildred, I love it. Oh, you voice, you. And if you do it there, you get halfway through it to make it so if the joke isn't funny, you might like the character. So,
no, that's very true. The good. You know, because I saw Uncle Albert, I saw you doing that, and you've got the movement, and you've got and it looks brilliant. Doesn't matter what you say, it's like, you've got it, yeah.
Yeah, that's
so.
Right.
Actually, there was one more thing I was going to say before we go. I'd just briefly touch on your worst or best gig that you've ever done, Luke.
Best gig was start of this year. I got to open for Jonathan Pye at a theatre that was sold out with 500 people. So it's weird to do a gig like that, but
brilliant, yeah.
It helped me get a lot more gigs after that. So that was I think that's my best gig that I've had. And that was good. That was right before lockdown as well. So it was good to start the year with that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Adele?
At this stage, literally any gig would be the best gig. Anything
live
that involves me speaking to real people and then responding would be incredible. Trying to think of, to me though, the worst gigs are normally just ones where, you know, like you're in a room where it's not set up for comedy and stuff. So it's not necessarily that the gig is terrible. It's just like some people can't hear you or the bar's still open. So they're not really very interesting. I've had a lot of very lovely gigs at the Edinburgh Fringe, like the venue I was in last year and would have been in this year, and hopefully next year, fingers crossed, is the Tron, which is a really nice venue. It's like it's on the corner near the Royal Mile, and it's got a really lovely low ceiling, which is so good for comedy because all the laughter stays in, and then it's like the stage is in a corner. It's just a really, it feels like a comedy club the minute you get in there. And I was quite lucky that I sold out almost every day, so I had, like, the room was packed, and I had some really lovely, the clip of me doing stand-up is from that show, and I had some really, really lovely shows down there with, you know, just full of really nice people.
That's brilliant.
Ishi.
I think, every gig has got something nice about it, really, something lovely about it. What was I going to say? Oh, I wanted to say about my favourite joke. I heard one recently. It was about a stationery cupboard.
It's rubbish, that joke.
Very wooden.
And the last gig was like this really, really bizarre one. It was at a nursing home, and I don't think the audience really got me or got what was going on.
Did they hear you?
Well, that was the issue. And they were sitting there, like, flashing me their nappies, so at least I could go away going, well, the audience literally wet themselves. Ta-da! That was the most weird one I've ever done, I guess.
That's certainly a strange one, yeah. Drew, your best or worst?
Can I just say two, because I can't work out the one. Brian May asked me to compare one of his rock concerts. That
Excellent.
was about 5 years ago. So that was brilliant. That was fantastic, obviously. But then the other weird one, really weird, I did a gig in Eastbourne just a few years ago. And the next day I got a phone call from a man who said he was there and his wife died laughing.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
You know that one, don't you?
Mm.
And I had someone like that in my Edinburgh show last year. I don't know if he died, but he, like, collapsed halfway through the show, and we had to evacuate the audience. Anyway, sorry.
I didn't know. I didn't see her. Apparently, she had something. She must have had something wrong with her because she died straight after, and I didn't know. And he rang me up to say, would I go to the wake and perform at her wake?
Wow.
And I thought, oh my God, what would I say? What comedy can I? Anyway, I did it, and it was fine. And the thing is, a year later, I met him again down at near the same place. Found out that he used to be the Royal Protection Officer and work in the SAS. And I thought, oh my God, if he blamed me for that, I would have appeared straight away. But yeah, I not just sure if I can use that as a compliment, saying book me because, you know, be careful, people can die laughing.
You die laughing. I would have been worried that there was someone else at the wake that you think, you know, another family member that you might have. You know, oh, not again! Not
so
again.
I have to give out a warning. If you book me, warning, be prepared. Anyway, the man said I could say it. He said it's all right. I could say it.
Oh, that's good. But like you say, those when you compare for Brian May, that I love those festivals purely for the amount of people. I did like I've done the Cut and Crack and the Pets Woodstock, places like that. But you've got like 1,000 people there, so it's brilliant because you've got. And the thing is, they've come to listen to the music. They don't want to particularly hear you, but you've got a captive audience, so you can. They're all standing there and they're all watching. So it's brilliant.
But also, he was doing it to raise money for Save Me, his animal charity. So
oh, brilliant!
The reason why he asked me.
Oh, that's excellent.
I mean, it's also partially true. I don't know if Luke would agree. For opening for bigger comedians, like they have come to see comedy, but definitely not you. So They tolerate you admirably and will laugh along, but also they're like, I just want to, you know, have the break and go to the loo and be ready to watch Milton Jones. And it's like, fair enough.
Yeah. but it's just nice to do. It's nice to be in, you know, playing to a big crowd like that. It's fantastic. I think the worst gig I did, it wasn't actually a comedy gig. It was when I was playing with my band at the time, and what used to happen, it's how I got into comedy, because if the guitarist would snap a string, you'd have that awkward pause for a couple of minutes. So I'd like crack a couple of jokes to keep the event going, you know. And we did this gig, and there happened to be a lot of Hell's Angels there at the time, so it probably wasn't wise to be making these puns to Hell's Angels. And I just remember this big voice from the back that was like, "Get on with the music." And I cracked another joke, and he said, "Right, pick a window because you're going through it." And it was like, right, okay, let's get on with the music. I always remember that. It was, yeah. It couldn't get any worse than that, no. But anyway, thank you so much for being part of the comedy event today. We do hope all those that were watching have enjoyed it. We've answered hopefully all your questions that you had. But thank you very much to Luke, to Adele, to Drew and Ishi. I do hope you've enjoyed the format that we've experienced as well. I've certainly had a lot of fun, and it's been great to have you on. So thank you very much, and thank you all of those who've been watching. Tim, would you like to say anything before we...
Yeah, I've been lurking there. So thank you all of you guys and girls for this wonderful little show. It's been really funny, actually. I've been laughing at that.
Oh, brilliant.
My mute turned off and my video, so you can't see me. But there's a number of times I was laughing. I think we all need a bit of laughter. And I do really value your contributions, because I've been watching these chat shows all day, obviously, and yesterday. And we do our own chat shows. We have a number of guests. But what I can tell by just sitting and listening to you is you're actually all funny people. You know, you're funny people, you're witty, you're on it, you've got some great stories and some great contributions. And I'm really grateful for you all coming on board to share with us, you know, and the vegan thing is the kind of common theme. And, you know, it's been a big part of VegFest over the years. And Mike, especially, I'm really grateful for you and your support. We've had some fun putting this together over the last month or two, and it has been a difficult time, and this has been a really good, worthwhile project to work on, and the quality has been exceptional. So if you've been listening and watching, thank you. You can watch again. It's been recorded, and it will be available from tomorrow, Sunday. Do come back, do share the event, do invite your friends, tell them what a wonderful event it has been. And if you are still with us, do please pop by our stall holders, have a little nosy around, a little browse, possibly a little shop and share, or even just say hello and have a little chat and see how they're doing. And that's great. We are going to wrap up there. There's another show starting at 7:30. Karen's Super Celebrity Summerfest special will be starting in about 12 minutes time, if you're listening live.
I think I'm supposed to be in a chat room now, you know.
Yeah, you've got a chat room. You can go into a chat room. People can come and join you in the chat room, I believe, Mike, isn't it? So you're in the chat room in the comedy. And of course, you've got the presentations up there. So people, if you're listening, do go and have a look at the presentations from all of our comedians here. Thank you once again. Thank you for listening, and we will see you again soon. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Hope to see you all again soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.
All right.